Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video, brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT strategies and profit for life. My name is Gareth Soloway. Let's get into the action on this Thursday, October 9th, 2014. First off, market slammed, although we are bouncing off of our lows. This has really been amazing, folks. I mean, every day it seems like we're up or down 300 points at one point on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and this is what I love. Why? Because when you have volatility, traders, whether you're a day trader or a swing trader, you will have opportunities galore to make money, and we're taking advantage of that. And that's what it's all about. For instance, today, guys, I've used the weakness in a lot of energy plays to load the boat on energy. You might say, well, why? I mean, oil's getting smoked to the downside. You could have stocks like Chesapeake getting absolutely rocked. SDRL, which is off the lows, but still getting rocked as well, down almost $1. You have Chevron. Take a look at Chevron, down almost $3 on the day. Exxon. So why am I looking to be in some of these stocks? Very simple. First of all, they're hitting key supports. Second of all, you know oil is not going much lower in the short term. Now, I don't know where it'll be a year from now, 6 months from now, but I'm telling you right now, if you go to the oil chart, first of all, nice bounce off the lows, and you flip over to that daily chart, I have a couple words for you. Russia and Iran. Really the Middle East overall as well. They are not going to let the price of oil go much lower. They will not. All right, if they have to invade somewhere, if they have to start a rumor about a nuclear test, if they have to do this or that, they will do it. Trust me on this one. And the reason why, I've seen it in the past, I've been around trading for long enough time, because their economies can't take oil going lower. Remember, every dollar oil drops, it kills their economy. So, I mean, just think about where oil's been over the last couple weeks. I mean, if you look at where things were in July, right? Not $39 on the USO, and today we hit $32.23 as a low. Think about that 20% decline and what that's doing to their economy. So the point is this. Ultimately, you watch. Next 24, 48 hours, oil will stall out, put in a bottom here, start to bounce. Now, I'm not saying it's going to bounce big, but it will at least stall out and maybe bounce a little bit. And you will hear a rumor out. Maybe it'll be fact, I don't know. But you will hear something about, something out of the Middle East, Iran, something out of Russia. Maybe Russia starts to do stuff in Ukraine again, and that scares people a little bit. I don't know. But mark my words, something like that will come out. All right, it just has to, because politically, these political leaders, whether it's Putin or in Russia, those people there, they can't afford lower oil because it just kills their economy and it makes them unpopular. Does that make sense, guys? Hopefully it does. In any case, going to be fun. Bottom line is opportunities galore. Take a look at Apple today. Icon coming out, putting out a letter that Apple should do another buyback. It should be double the value the stock is right now. Blah, blah, blah. Apple's up a little bit. In a down market, that's actually good strength. Alibaba's another standout, up 90 cents today. Considering the weak market, that's a pretty good showing. Commodity stocks overall are taking a beating. If you take a look at U.S. Steel, U.S. Steel continues to be lower. Had a great reversal yesterday, but again, continues to be weak. Interesting that it's not below the low from yesterday. It's back above that, so that actually still could be a short-term bottom based on this being a bottoming tail short-term here. CLF continues to get hammered today, but believe it or not, I actually think this is a bottoming tail from yesterday. In fact, it is. And if you don't close below it, then this is still a potential short-term bottom. Now, 6 months to a year from now, I wouldn't be surprised if they have major issues in terms of bankruptcy. But in the short term, at least, I wouldn't be surprised if CLF is a potential long here. Now, it's high risk, definitely high risk, but something to keep an eye on, and something I'm looking at very closely myself. All right, take a look at OIH, which is the Oil Services ETF, and that stock getting hammered, or that ETF hammered. But again, look at the bottoming tail yesterday, and we're right now above. Now, I don't know where we'll close, but right now you're above those lows. So I'm really watching closely towards the end of the day how things trade out, how things end the day. All right, if we take a look at Ford today, that also had a bottoming tail yesterday. That's getting a good retrace. Goldman Sachs hammered today. Look at this, down $5 on Goldman Sachs, almost just an absolute brutality beating there. And JPM down about $1.20, about 2%. So I mean, there's some big drops out there, guys. There are some big drops out there in some of these stocks, and I'm going to be very curious to see where things close, how they close, and what it does. Now, if you go back to the SPY, and this is the final thing I'll say. First of all, we're going to this 200 MA. Just a matter of time, whether it's tomorrow or today or whatnot, we're going to go there. All right, that's around the 190.5 level. At that point, you should see a significant bounce in the markets, okay? Having said that, be aware that in the short term, as long as we don't touch and take out this low today, they still could bounce this market back up a little bit before they head down there. But again, eventually it will head down there. It is going to happen. Be ready for it. But again, it's really only about $3 more, so it's really doubling what we're down today, and then you're at that level today, so or tomorrow or whenever it hits. So it's not that much of a drop at this point. You're talking about another 30 points on the S&P, another 300 on the Dow, and then you'd have a longer-term bottom in place, and you probably see a very good rally. That's my expectation. I think you'll see a very good rally off of that level should it hit. All right, I think that's all for today, guys. Again, commodities, really wild day on silver and gold. Originally, silver had a huge monster up move and then had a nice topping tail right there and has come in, bear flagging it now as we get into the close on silver. And gold today, gold is up slightly, but really not a strong day on gold for the amount of fear that could be out there. Part of that's the dollar. By the way, one little switch for those of you guys that are aware of this. Please notice how up until yesterday, when the dollar would rally, the markets would go up. Then the dollar fell yesterday, and the markets rallied. So it was a switch off. It was a reversal of trend in terms of the dollar controlling the markets. Remember, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, if the dollar was up, markets were up. Now, all of a sudden, it switched. Dollar down, markets are up. And again, notice how the dollar has rallied today up, and that's pushed the markets down. Then the dollar has pulled off its highs here, and the market has come off its lows. So that's an important thing, and that's Fed related because of what the Fed said from their minutes yesterday and should be monitored very closely. All right, guys, I'm going to get going. Take care. Come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Options alerts continuing to go out. Research Center hot charts and alerts continuing to go out. Come join us and profit with the pros. Take care.